just 17. You know what I mean. And the way she looked was way beyond compare. How could I dance with another? Oh, and I saw her standing there. Yeah, yeah.
What's your name?
I don't know.
What's the trouble?
They're gone.
Who's gone?
They've been up.
What are you going to do now?
Go home and cry.
It wasn't George Martin's bag. He wasn't interested in rock or guitar groups. George's bag was like the Goons, comedy records and stuff like that. So it was Ron Richards that turned up and was left to Ron and myself to produce Love Me Do. And it was 2 or 3 weeks later, I think, when they came in again. But before that, Ron had reported back to George Martin, saying that he thought Pete Best had got to go, that he thought his drumming wasn't good enough. I didn't agree, as I said, because it wasn't how he was playing, it was what he was playing.
When we got back in touch with George Martin after dismissal, just to try and, resolve a bit of this puzzle that was there, because we weren't getting any answers. Drumming wasn't good enough, been with the band 2 years, and there was all these adverse things getting said. So it was like, let's go to the horse's mouth. And the horse's mouth being George Martin. Brian wouldn't say anything. He was quite tight-lipped about it. Just in as much as the boys want you out, and he stood by that, right? We phoned George Martin, and George Martin explained to us, Mother Mona actually, he basically turned around and said, it could have been misconstrued, right? He said, what I meant was to find we can use a session drummer in studio. He said, I realise, the charisma of Pete within the band, as regards the lineup, the quality he brings to the band as regards that. What happens in studio and what happens on stage is totally, different, right? Whether that got misconstrued, whether it was because of forces beyond my control, it was like, okay, let's utilise that excuse to get rid of Pete. We can turn around and say, they want to use a session drummer. And of course, the same thing happened to Ringo.